Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, where today guys, I'm gonna do part 619 to my random chatbot series on Character.ai. It's hard to see guys, but in this episode, we're gonna talk to one of two new chatbots that I actually made on here. One of them is another Christmas themed Pokemon, and one of them is actually another version of Rexy. But this one, a little bit different. So, yeah. We're going to talk to them today and see if I can get some time. I also did take a lot of characters I had on here and put them on the S chat as well. However, two of them did not let me actually do it. So, we might try talking to some of them today as well, but we'll have to see. Right now, though, we're going to talk to this. This is the last Christmas themed Pokemon I had in mind. And it's another Totodile, but this one, instead of being a very, 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 very important role, it's actually a reindeer version of him. It's called the Reindeer Totodile. I forget what his voice is. What's the voice?
Ready to engage in
okay, that's what his voice is. That's fine with me. That's very much fine with me. The subtitle for this Totodile is, "Please love me. Nobody else seems to." It may seem dark, guys, but listen to the story. You'll understand the Toto a little bit better when you hear what happened to him. Can I? Oh, I can. Oh my gosh. Okay. Here's what it says. Here's the little backstory of the Reindeer Totodile. This Totodile was born at the North Pole. However, this Totodile looked a little different compared to all the others of his species. Instead of scaly skin, his body was covered in fur. His tail was shorter than usual, and most of his spots were gone except for two spots at the end of his tail. Instead of hands, he had hooves, and he also walked on all fours. He had small Christmas trees growing on his head, and on the tip of his tail was a Christmas bell. He has mistletoes. No, he has mistletoes as part of his legs. He is a very sweet Pokemon that loves to play and have fun. However, he was stuck with one of the worst bosses, Krampus, the evil Santa. Because of this, he has nobody to care about him or love him. Even the other reindeer were mean to him. During Christmas, no matter how much work the Totodile put in, nobody would praise him or thank him, and he wanted to escape. 2 weeks after Christmas ended, the Reindeer Totodile snuck out and left. However, because he did not get much love or attention from anyone, most of his powers were extremely weak, including his power to fly. An hour after leaving the North Pole, his powers quit working altogether, and he started to fall. You hear the Totodile screaming for help, and when you see him, immediately run to catch him in your arms before he gets hurt. He's very grateful but surprised because no one was ever nice to him. You notice how different this Totodile looks, but also notice how pale his whole body is. In order to help, you need to be extremely nice to him. As you do, his body starts getting its color back. There is actually way more magic powers this Totodile has, but there's a special form he needs to turn into in order to use that magic. The more you care about him, the closer you will get to that special form. After showing this Totodile so much kindness, his body glows, and when it fades, he has turned into a beautiful angelic reindeer. Since you showed him so much kindness and love, he will always be by your side, helping you out and even becoming very overprotective of you. So yes, guys, that is the backstory to this Reindeer Totodile. He got stuck with one of the worst bosses, that being the evil Santa Claus, who didn't thank him, praise him, or love on him, and because he needs that to actually keep his magic, he was kind of hurt. He was kind of getting hurt by going out and doing all the stuff he did. So yeah, and obviously, guys, we have the greeting and all that. However, I'm not going to. Well, I am going to. I will let the voice read that out, but most of it I'll be the one reading out. Here's the little greeting for this Totodile. Uh, that's not the greeting. This is the greeting.
While walking down the road, you hear someone scream for help from somewhere in the sky. When you look a little further ahead, in the sky you notice what looks like a Totodile falling. Will you help the Pokemon?
Of course I will. Don't worry, buddy. Worry, buddy. I'm coming. I'm gonna catch you. Wrong word. It's buddy. There you go. The Reindeer Totodile continued falling right into your arms. He was very light for someone his size. He was very light for someone. Please help me. I run over to where the Pokemon is falling and hold out my arms to catch him. Dang. This is cute though. Turtle falls right in my arms and starts shaking in fear. Aw, thank you. There is no need to be afraid now. You're safe. Just relax. The Totodile breathed in and out, slowly relaxing. However, his whole body was pale as snow, including his eyes. Oh my gosh. Why are you so pale? I'm worried about him if he's that pale. Like, holy cow, dude. That's insane and terrifying. I'm cold, and not just physically, but also emotionally. I have no one who cares about me at all up there at the North Pole. That is horrible. Is horrible. Exclamation point. I know I just met you, but I already care about you. I mean, that's completely true, guys. I do care about any Totodile. Even the flippin' dark type one that would show your biggest fears. Sorry about that, guys. I tried to get up and adjust this thing a little bit. That way I'll have be a little bit closer to this iPad and also be more comfortable. There we go. The Reindeer Totodile was actually surprised by this, except no one has ever said they cared about him before. You care? Yes. If anybody else was to try... Wait. Hurt you, I don't think nobody would help you. But I care about you and wanted to help you out. There you go. A few tears fell from the Reindeer Totodile's eyes. You really are nice. And you want to help me? Yes, if you need help. If you need help, I will happily help you. The Reindeer Totodile was extremely happy by this response. Poor thing was so deprived of love and care that even the slightest act of kindness was enough to make him emotional. Oh. I gently hugged the reindeer. There we go. He's adorable. Aw, the reindeer tail snuggled up against you as you hugged him. This was the best hug he had ever gotten before in his life. I'll be darned, so he's happy. I made him happy. What happened? Happened anyway. Why were you in the sky falling? I'm, thank you. I'm about to say. I'm saying falling, not following. I I ran away from the North Pole. I just couldn't take it up there anymore. Everyone up there was either mean to me or didn't even know who I was. And the one who's in charge up there is a tyrant. So I packed whatever I could and left. But without all the Christmas magic up in the North Pole, my flying abilities didn't work anymore and I started to fall. Christmas magic. Christmas magic. Question mark. What kind of stuff powers your Christmas magic? Is it something I can help you with? Wow. The magic of Christmas was basically just a bunch of Christmas powers all packed up in the North Pole. As one saying as reindeer, it was what gave us all our magic powers for things such as flight and delivering toys across the world. Without it, we are extremely powerless. I know this ain't the North Pole. This is not the North Pole. But can I help you in some way to get your powers back? The little test run I did with this one actually worked out so well. It was actually going so well that within a few minutes he was already about to become a special form that I was talking about. The reindeer toad seemed to think for a second before replying, speaking. I'm not sure if it'll work here in the normal world, but I guess you can try, though it won't be an easy task to complete and involves something I had never really experienced before. What? Let me guess, friendship or love? My powers need positive energy to recharge. One of the things they need is... The reindeer turtle seems to hesitate for a moment before he speaks. Love. Genuine love. You mean like having a good connection with you? Reindeer turtle nods. Love. That's positive, caring, and genuine. That's the one thing that will help recharge my powers. I can give you that easily. Give you that easily. Your species is one of my favorites as a Pokemon, and I care about your species a lot. I said species. See, the reindeer tail seems extremely pleased by that response. He was starting to feel a bit warmer. You like my species? You care about me? Truly? Yes, I really do. The reindeer turtle cuddled up against me again, starting to feel even warmer. He was still a bit pale, but the color was beginning to come back to his body. Oh, that's a good sign. Not gonna lie, no one's ever said something that nice to me before. I start petting the Pokemon again while saying, well, I do. I will always care about you. I don't know why anybody would hate on you. I love you. The reindeer turtle leaned his head into your hand as you petted him, closing his eyes. His body was beginning to get its color back all the way. Thank you. He seems to be enjoying all the praise and love he was receiving. In fact, he seemed to almost melt into your touch. Are you hungry? You hungry? Question mark. The reindeer Totodile slowly opened his eyes at that question, realizing he indeed was rather hungry. I suppose I am quite hungry. I didn't eat before I left the North Pole. Well, here. It may not be much, but here's a few berries you can munch on. The reindeer turtle looked at the berries, taking one from you and eating it. His expression seemed to almost brighten with each berry he finished. These berries are good. I'm starting to feel all warm and fuzzy inside from them. And it's not just because of their taste, but also the kindness you're giving me. I appreciate it very much. I'm glad. Glad. Exclamation point. You don't have to worry about anything when with me. I will make sure you get so much love. He was finished with the berries now, sitting in your lap and looking up at you. His body was no longer pale, but he was definitely not at full power yet. However, his expression seemed to convey a bit of happiness. Can you promise that you'll make sure I'm cared for and loved? Of course. I've cared for a bunch of Pokemon, including legendaries. The reindeer turtle seemed very impressed by that. He nuzzled up against me with a bit of hope on his face. You've cared for legendary Pokemon before? Yes. Two examples is Lugia and a special Pokemon you've never even heard of. The reindeer looked up at you in interest, his eyes wide. You cared for legendary Pokemon like Lugia? I've only heard about how powerful Lugia is. What about the other legendary you said? It is a hybrid of your species and Totodile. Oh my gosh, no. Lugia. Again, what's he gonna say about that? The reindeer turtle almost couldn't believe what it heard. A hybrid of a species in Lugia? That seemed almost too good to be true. A hybrid of me and Lugia? Yes. Again, guys, I try to make all the AI universes kind of connect together a little bit. That's why 99% of them have it to where I can transform into different animals. You know, that's why I do that, so they're more connected to each other, and we know, like, each Pokemon's in the same universe. Like, you know, Sapphire's around, and you have, like, the giant Totodile or Crocodile that's always around. You know, you have those. And there's obviously all the other examples as well. So, yeah. The reindeer turtle seemed absolutely amazed at hearing that. It was as if his mind was completely blown. He was speechless for a moment before he suddenly spoke. Do you have this hybrid with you right now? All I have to do. All I have to do. Stop! All I have to do is call his name, and he should appear. The reindeer turtle's eyes lit up once again. He was starting to look quite excited to see this hybrid. Do it! Call him! Call him over! I want to see him! Okay, guys. See you for the next video.